Very good afternoon to each one of you, all the honorable eminent entomologists, all our seniors, our teachers, and all our colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is a very, very important event of award ceremony because awards, they are won by perseverance for innovation and by hard work. And they set a precedence for others to follow. So it is, I think, it is a very, very important session. And I compliment Entomological Society of India for constituting or instituting these awards to encourage our talent and also recognizing our seniors who have done a lot of work for the science of entomology, and we thank them for showing us path, direction, and I wish that they continue to do this for in coming years. So with this, I think we start this award ceremony, and our first awardee is Dr. Poonam Jasrotia. She is a principal scientist at ICR, Indian Institute of Wheat and Barley Research, and she has won this ESI Senior Entomologist Award. So I congratulate her for this laurel she has won for her as well for her institute, and I invite Madam for your presentation.
Thank you, sir. Worthy Chairman and Co-Chairman of the session, Dr. Subhash Chandra, Dr. Sushil Kumar, very learned entomologist, and my peer seniors and students, and my fellow colleagues. Very good afternoon to all of you. And first of all, I would like to thank the Entomological Society of India for bestowing me with Senior Entomologist Award for last 2023. I am really honored, and my special thanks to Dr. Ramamurthy, who encouraged me to apply for this award. So the ESI committee asked me to send an abstract for my talk. So based on my research experience, on which I worked on different pest management system. So I chose this topic to go through walk of my achievements in different systems in which I worked during more than 15 years of experience I have working on different crops. So I'll start my presentation quickly because I have only 10 minutes to go. So advances in ecological based pest management system integrating sustainable practices for agriculture resilience. So as we already aware, so we talk agriculture in a holistic manner. We are not only not entomology, we need to work in a multidisciplinary manner to address the challenges that we are facing right now from climate change, and we talk about sustainable system and resilience. So I chose this topic for that purpose. My brief background, I have done all the degrees from CSK, SPKB, Palampur, and before that I became assistant professor in SCOS, Jammu, and then I moved to Israel for doing my postdoctoral fellow, getting HRD fellowship, Israel government fellowship, and from Israel I moved to US, first to NC State and then to Michigan State. From Michigan State I moved to Groundnut Research Institute in Junagadh. From Junagadh, I moved to Wheat Institute. Although many consider wheat as a dead crop for entomologists, but somehow I landed due to my personal reasons. But I feel very proud to be part of wheat and barley group right now, because it has given me so much exposure to the system of Indian agriculture, and I came to know more than many breeders across the India through ECRIP system. So I'm very honored to be part of wheat and barley family. So coming back to my presentation, as we know, challenges of pest management, what are the challenges we are facing? We are facing resistance strains, pest-resistant strain, invasive species we are facing, and then shifts because of climate change. The pests, those were minor, now are major, and then slow adoption of integrated pest modules, and regulatory compliance. Many pesticides have been getting banned day by day. Due to the food security issue, we are getting higher global trade, but somehow we are not keeping check what we are getting during those consignment we are getting from abroad, and we don't have any set system for dealing with the pest if it comes from transboundary diseases or any insects. So these are the major challenges. So I feel like the spot analysis would look like this, and is like this. There are strengths and weaknesses, and there are opportunities and threats. So somehow we have to look on this analysis to address the challenges that we are facing right now in pest management especially. So my achievements starts from HPKV Palampur, from where I did my PhD in biological control, where I worked on management of PTM with Chilionis blackburni. So although this parasitoid worked very well with other pesticide combinations, and we developed a package for storage as well as for field efficacy. So I learned a lot during my PhD. This is my basis that made me a good entomologist under the guidance of Dr. Deshraj, who was my PhD guide. Then I moved to Israel for my fellowship, where there I worked in greenhouses for thrips and mealybugs. So these are some of the snapshots on which I worked on chive, which is a herb, and mainly for export purpose. And thrips were the main limiting factor in those. And I tried to look at the IPM of those, basically working in tunnels, and these tunnels were oriented east-west. So I studied the movement patterns of these thrips by using different pole traps, and also UV protected sheets. I recorded observation with unprotected UV sheets. These are some of the small studies that I did there. Then I tried to look at from where the thrips were coming, their direction, height, time, and what were the pattern. Actually, the thrips movement in journal I looked, and then I found these are some of the findings that blocking the eastern side of the tunnel can help in reducing the thrips infestation. Then the fumigation with botanicals enhance the efficacy of the fumigation that we applied through beads. And then another very interesting marking study I did, developing a immuno mark, and we see this mark works very well for marking the movement of thrips. After like 7 days, we could track where thrips were moving. When we mark them, we can get the retention of the mark, but there were some drawbacks. If there is a high humidity, the mark was reducing its efficacy. Then very interesting insect pests. I like these mealybugs very well. I mass reared them, all the 7 species myself, and I feel it was a very good opportunity. I learned about these, and then I did very small biological studies on pheromones, their behavior, all the biological studies I did on these mealybugs in Israel. Then a small insect, earwigs, I also did a small field experiment using hay pillows, and because these earwigs have the tendency to hide under some shelter. So these are the studies. Then I compared it with the pitfall traps. What is the comparative efficacy So then I moved to NC State Raleigh. There also I continued worked on my thrips only, tomato spotted wilt virus, greenhouse and tomatoes and in bell pepper. And I did an experiment on their biology and also the pattern of virus transmission. So then I moved to Kellogg Biological Station, which is under MSU, and there I worked for Great Lakes Bioenergy Research Center, and I worked in biofuel crops. At that time, when I entered MSU, this was the new project launched for biofuel production, and there were different crops that were taken for biofuel production, and I was the first one who was given the task to look at the insect pest dynamics under these crops. So I worked and I looked what are the insect pests, those were coming in these crops, and did again small experiment, their preference on different grasses and fertilizer levels, whatever the other agronomists and other soil scientists were doing, I was just jumping into those fields and taking my observations for the entomology sake.
Dr. Poonam, can you please conclude?
Yeah, sure. And then these are some of the studies on the grasses. Again, then I moved to Junagadh, did some studies. Now in IIWBR, mainly is host plant resistance only, where I'm associated with developing varieties for wheat and barley and genetic stock, and I'm looking for molecular basis of aphid resistance, and these are some of the studies I'm doing. Basically, I'm now into molecular entomology, and because the breeders need some marker trait association type of work, so I'm doing those, and these are some of the studies. And with this, in barley, I'm also working on storage. So diagnostic marker studies also I'm doing. Conservation agriculture work I'm doing. And these are some of the ways. These are my mentors with whom I worked. I'm highly thankful to them. And this is my present team at crop protection. I'm heading the crop protection division consisting of plant pathologists and entomologists. So with this, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Poonam Jastrosia, for a lot of work you have done, excellent work. So congratulations, and ESI proudly confers you award. So maybe you can join us here only. Yeah. Yes, please come. So award is 20,000 rupees cash and the citation. So thank you. Senior only.